Illman, Mike Beer with the third of three graded stakes races at Saratoga on Saturday. Race number 10 is the Grade 2 Bowling Green, 1 3/8 on the inner turf, 3 turns at Saratoga. Before we get to the analysis, really competitive race. Remember to download your DRF Bets app. Double your payout on our Rad Ortiz ridden winners at Saratoga, exclusive for DRF Bets app users. Download the app. Here's the field for the Bowling Green. Arad will be riding the horse on the outside. That is the number 8, Shamrock, 8-1 on the morning line. Wide open race, Mike. Channel maker back from overseas. They were very ambitious with him earlier this year. A little international flavor for Channel maker. 5-2 off of a bit of a layoff.
Yeah, I mean, and in a lot of ways, I guess he's just the key to the race, right? He was in such good form at the end of last year, sort of out of nowhere. He just got really good again. He won a couple of grade ones. He ran great in the Breeders' Cup. He's back from overseas off of a layoff now. I mean, I guess if he shows up in the form that he left in, Dan, he's going to be tough.
He's not only the key as it pertains to form, but also to pace. And let's throw up the time form US pace projector, because Channel Cat, he is fast. He chased fast fractions in a better than it looks effort last time in the Manhattan. He can make the lead. But Channel Maker's best races have come when they're very aggressive with him, and it's going to be really interesting to see what tactics Channel Maker's rider Manny Franco utilizes.
Yeah, I mean, the more I looked at the race, then the more I just thought if Channel Maker is going to show up here and is, close to 100%, he's just going to go for the lead in here. And I just sort of felt like Channel Cat might be the one to back off. I mean, obviously Channel Cat ran huge 2 starts back on the lead, but he doesn't have to be ridden that way.
Channel Cat goes out for Jack Sisterson, who does a really nice job with this horse. He won the Bowling Green back in 2019, and then 2 starts back, you mentioned the Man of War, where he took the field gate to wire on a solid pace. Now, last time out in the Manhattan, Mike, he was chasing Tribhuvan, who's just a runaway speed horse, and a very good one at that. Channel Cat was placed on a hard chase, and I don't really think that's the trip that works for him.
No, it's not. Yeah, and it's true, because it looked like Johnny last time came out of there running. I think he wanted to go to the lead. Tribhuvan took it from him, and just they had to take a hold of this horse last time. He actually didn't run that poorly. I mean, he got tired very late in the race. But I thought he ran fine last time. His Man of War 2-back was actually a very strong performance on a really fast pace. I don't know, Dan. This horse's recent form is really good. And if he shows up here and runs, and holds that form, I think he's going to be tough. I think he'll be tough right back.
Channel Cat won this race in 2019. Cross Border was placed first in last year's edition of the Bowling Green via disqualification. Let's watch Cross Border's recent prep. June the 27th, this is an optional claiming race. A 42-1 shot. Mega City just stole it on the front end. And we see Cross Border, he's easing to the outside. Down on the rail in sort of the orange silks is Breakpoint, making his first start in North America. It's too little too late for both of these horses. Cross Border almost gets there. You can't get beat by this horse, can you?
No, get pretty game late run here from Cross Border. That they were all, I guess they all just fell asleep there. And you see that a lot in these turf races in New York, where they love to let one horse go, no matter who it is. And then they couldn't run this big long shot down. Cross Border did what he always does. He showed up, he ran his race, Dan. He almost never wins, but he gets this distance, and he could beat this field. I mean, he's going to need to catch a break or two, but he could beat this field.
He has the tactical speed, and he just seems to show up at Saratoga each summer. He perks up here, and maybe that's something that could help him get over the hump at a decent price. Now, we saw Breakpoint rattle belatedly. This is a horse that went 5 for 5 in his native Chile, 3 Group 1 stakes. Maybe Chad was using that optional claiming race as a prep. Maybe 1 1/8 is just sprinting for Breakpoint. He wants this distance.
Yeah, maybe all those things are true. I mean, he's one of those horses, again, we say this all the time with these South American imports. You just don't know how good they are until they get here. Even though this horse was undefeated down there with a couple of Group 1 wins, based off of his debut up here for Chad, he's not good enough.
Rock Emperor, we're going to see his first win in North America. It's kind of amazing, considering he's been banging heads and running good races against good company in North America since the summer of 2019. Here's his first win in the States, however, on June the 26th. And blinkers on for the second time, not a strong field. I like what Pratt did. He got Rock Emperor into the race. He got him alongside this pace horse, and they sprint on home. If you believe in confidence builders, this is what it is. Rock Emperor got the confidence builder, and he might be a good price. He can run against these kind of horses. What do you think about the distance for him, though?
Yeah, I never really liked him going longer, but I guess we'll see. I mean, he's certainly run well enough, going 1.25 miles in the past that you feel like maybe he can do it, Dan. I don't know. I liked his race last time just fine. I agree with you. I loved the way that Pratt rode him, and he was just way better than those horses. Once I got through with this race, I really thought that I might wind up picking Rock Emperor in this race, and then I remembered who he was, and I went with somebody else.
Channel Maker won this race in 2018, and he's still kicking for Bill Mott at the age of 7. Last year at Saratoga, he got really good, winning the Sword Dancer, went down to Belmont, won the Joe Hirsch, ran a big third in the Breeders' Cup Turf. He did well in his first start this year in Saudi Arabia. He was just in too tough last time out in the Shima Classic mine. I mean, Mishrif is a world-class turf horse who came out of that victory in the Shima Classic to place in a couple of Group 1s in England.
Yeah, that was a really, really strong field he was at against last time. He basically had no chance in there. His race 2 back was fine. Again, I mean, if he comes back off of this little bit of a layoff and all is well with him and he's even close to as good as he was at the end of last year, I guess he's just going to be really hard to beat then. His back-to-back Grade 1 wins last year were good. His Breeders' Cup was really good, I thought. He has speed. There's been rain in the area. This horse loves a little give in the ground, and he might have a little bit of that on Saturday. I mean, I guess all those things could conspire to him just winning again. I wanted to bet somebody else if he's going to be a short price in here, but I won't be surprised when he wins.
The 6 Red Knight can be a difficult horse to ride. He often pulls hard in the early portion of his races. You got to get him covered up. He was covered up 2 back in the Grade 3 Louisville when beaten by one of the divisional leaders in Arklow, and he was moving in mid-stretch. He had to steady just a little bit when splitting horses. I don't think he would have beaten Arklow. I think all in all it was an okay trip, but he ran hard that day. And last time out in the Grand Couturier, I just think, again, he just didn't fire for one reason or another off of a slow pace. I don't think he cares for the give in the ground.
Yeah, we've talked about this horse a lot. That I'm a huge fan of Red Knight. I don't know what to do with him in here, really. I did think he ran well 2 starts back. I'm with you. He wasn't probably beating Arklow that day. I thought he ran well in that race. Last time, slow pace. He got sort of buried over behind horses for a long way. Once he got clear in the stretch, he really didn't kick that hard, but he was pretty badly compromised by his trip last time. He's not impossible in here. He's going to be a great price. I'm not sure that I love that Mott's going to put blinkers on him for this race, but maybe it'll make some kind of a difference.
2.5-month layoff for the 7 Moon Over Miami, who's always hinted at a little bit of ability. He's run 3 times now this year. He did okay in a couple of races at Gulfstream. And last time out in the Man of War, he got that hot pace the Channel Cat was setting. Junior Alvarado angled him down towards the inside in mid-stretch. He had a big look at it. He just couldn't get there. I couldn't really find an excuse for him unless you think maybe running inside isn't his bag, but he continues to improve.
True enough. I agree with all those things. Yeah, I didn't really have an excuse for him last time either, unless you wanted to say, rallying up the rail sort of compromised him in some way. I don't know what to say anymore, Dan. I'm a big fan of this horse. I've bet him in his last 3 races. I still wholeheartedly believe he was unlucky not to win both of his starts at Gulfstream. And he ran really well last time. I just am at the point where I don't think I can bet him again, especially if he's one of the favorites in here. But I'll certainly use him. I like this horse.
Shamrock completes the field. Let's watch his last race at Belmont, the Grand Couturier. He's going to finish 3rd. Red Knight is in here. He's going to finish 5th. And Shamrock was up close to the rather mild pace in here, but he was chasing a solid pace setter in Tale of the Sea. You're going to see him kind of hop back to his left lead here. He's game to finish 3rd. He tries hard. I'm just not sure this effort's going to do it against this field.
It's probably not. He's just sort of no match in this race, but he runs fine once again. I mean, this horse's PPs are kind of amazing, Dan. 14 times in the money from 16 starts. Distance is no problem for him. I mean, he's actually a really good horse. I just don't know if he's this good.
Top pick time for the Grade 2 Bowling Green. You can go again 4 or 5 different ways. Channel Cat is going to be close to the pace. Channel Cat is going to be prominent when they turn for home. And Mike, Channel Cat might be a playable price around the 5-1 or so.
Yeah, those are most of the reasons that I took him, Dan. I just like his recent form, and I thought maybe he'd be a playable price in here. And I feel like he can get the right trip. Even with Channel Maker in the race, I still think he can get the right trip in here. It took, everything I had not to put Moon Over Miami back on top again, Dan. I just can't do it.
Yeah, that's one of your faves, Moon over Miami. I liked his last race. I'm hoping maybe he gets to the outside and makes a run here this time around. And the pace should be solid for him. I think 7-2 is a little bit of a depressed price, maybe a bit of an underlay even. I need him to drift. 7-2-4-3 for Mike, 1-7-5-4. 1-7-5-4 for Mike, 7-2-4-3 for me in the grade 2 Bowling Green. 3 gradeds on Jim Dandy Saturday at the Spa. Good luck.